Okay, welcome to class. Welcome to class. I think what we are going to do today will be question. Okay, sorry for that. We are supposed to proceed. We are supposed to proceed with our lesson. I think yesterday we did something to do with vectors. I gave a question which you are supposed to work it out and send me the answers. But unfortunately, I think that was not done. Okay? Because I've not received any. I've not received any work on that. Okay? So let us start from there. Can I get answers for that question which we did? Can I get answers for the questions we did first? Then we can be able to move from there. Okay? So what did you have as the answer? Or you didn't even go through it again? I want an answer for that. I want an answer. Anyone with an answer to that question? It was just a very simple question. AC. Okay? So what was the answer for that? Or you didn't get time to do it? Okay? So let's finish that part, then we can proceed, because I can see it's like people didn't get time to do that question. Then we have to do it together. Okay? What I have here, I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me well? Hello? Can you hear me? Yes, can you hear me? We're okay, isn't it? Okay, then let us proceed. Now, the first question which we are checking on is the question we did, I left you to do yesterday. Okay? The question is stating like this: given that vector n is equal to 3t minus 40. 3t minus 40. Where r is equal to 1, and then t is equal to 5, 2. T is equal to 5, 2. Okay? So, we are told find the column vector m. Find the column vector m. That was the question. Find the column vector m. Find the column vector m. So this is the first thing here. We need to have vector m is equal to 3 into r. R is 3, 1. Okay, minus 4t. Okay, t is 3, 1. T is 5, 2. T is 5, 2. Okay, so from there we can multiply this by 3 times 3 is 9 and 3 times 1 is 3. Minus 4 times 5 is 20 and 4 times 2 is 8. So now we'll have 9 minus 20, which is going to give us negative 11. Okay, and 3 minus 8. 3 minus 8 is going to be negative 5. Okay, so now we can say these are the coordinates for m. You're told to give the result of m in terms of what? Column vector. In terms of column vector, we leave it like that. Okay, we leave it like that. Okay, and then the next one is m. If m prime is the image of m under a translation vector negative 5, 3. If m prime is the image of m under a translation vector. So m prime is the image of m under a translation vector. Translation vector given negative 5, 3. Okay. The question is find m prime. Find m prime. Find m prime. Now, the image, we have the object here. The object is negative 1, negative 11, negative 5. That one is the object. Now, to get the image under a translation vector, we say always it is the object plus the translation vector is equal to image. Object plus the translation vector is equal to image. Okay? And therefore, we can say now the object. The object is m, which is object plus translation vector is equal to image. So the object is negative 11, negative 5. That is m. Plus that translation vector, which is negative 5, 3. Whatever we are going to get is the m prime. That's the image. Negative 11 plus negative 5 is going to be negative 16. Then negative 5 plus 3 is going to be negative 2. Going to be negative 2. And therefore, we'll say now the image, which is m prime, is equal to negative 16, negative 2. Negative 16, negative 2. Okay. Now, I want us to look at today's question. Today's questions. Okay. And today we're dealing with number 12. We're dealing with number 12. And possibly, if we can make it, then we'll also work it out together with number 13. Okay. So number 12, I think you have the past paper on your side there. Number 12, we are dealing with the issue of angle of elevation and angle of depression. Angle of elevation and angle of depression. Okay, so that is what we'll be checking on. So can we open open your papers so that we can start the discussion on that. We can start discussion on that. Okay. Okay, so number 12, Mwenda is 15 meters away from the bottom of the tower. He spots a bird on top of the tower at an angle of elevation of 62 degrees. Also, Kiema spots the same bird at an angle of elevation of 30 degrees. Find the distance between Mwenda and Kiema if they are on the same side and on the same line. On the same side and on the same line. Now, before I proceed, I want to just give a highlight, a general view of how the concept of angle of elevation and angle of depression. Okay? Now, angle of elevation, it is measured from that horizontal line. When you stand straight, normally there is that line your eyes will go with straight. Okay? Now from that line, when you tilt your head upwards like that, then there is an angle you are making from the line, from the original position of the eyes to that tilting. There is a certain angle you are making. And that angle, when you tilt like that, that angle is known as the angle of elevation. That is the angle of elevation. Okay? So when we say from this horizontal line, okay, somebody is looking from there, your eye is there, okay? From there, then you start now tilting your head like that. That is called the angle of elevation. When you tilt your head upwards, you are making the angle of elevation from the horizontal line. Okay? And this angle maximally will go up to 90 degrees. Up to 90 degrees. And then again from the same horizontal line, from the same position, when you are tilting downwards now, you are making the angle of what? Depression. You are making an angle of depression. Mr. Tom. Okay, so when you are tilting your head downwards now, when you are tilting your head downwards, you are making an angle of what? Depression. So from this horizontal line, when you tilt your head downwards like that, then you are making an angle of what? Depression. Okay? When you are tilting downwards, you are making an angle of depression. And this again, the maximum it can go is just standing. So when you are now making a total, will be a total of 90 degrees. Will be a total of 90 degrees. That is the angle of depression. Angle of depression. Okay, so we have angle of elevation and angle of depression. Okay, now from there, there is something else you need to master. When we have a line like that, okay, and then we are looking at something somewhere, okay, when you look at it from far away, you will not tilt your head that way. Okay? When you are looking at it from a certain point, okay, when you are far from it, you are going to you tilt a bit. Okay? But the more you go nearer to it, you are going to look at it. Maybe if it is just somewhere there, okay, you are going to tilt more. Okay? So here, if somebody is looking at this bird somewhere, okay, from this angle, let's say this angle can be, let's say 60, it can be, let's say 40 degrees. Okay? But when you be here and we are looking at the same position of that bird, then this angle will be much higher because you will tilt more. You will tilt your head more and more. Okay? So the more you tilt, the more that angle becomes greater. Okay? For example, here it can be even up to 70 degrees. Okay? And of course, when something is just upward there, you are looking at it directly, then that will be 90 degrees. Okay? So I hope you have understood, we are getting each other on that. So using those concepts, then we can now check on this. We can now check on this. Mwenda is 15 meters away from the bottom of a tower. Okay? 15 meters away from the bottom of a tower. So Mwenda, let's say Mwenda is somewhere there, and then the tower is somewhere there. The tower is somewhere there. Okay? So you are told Mwenda is 15 meters. So from where he stands to the tower is 15 meters. From the bottom of the tower, okay, he spots a bird on top of the tower at an angle of elevation of 62 degrees. So he spots a bird from there at an angle of elevation of 62 degrees. 62 degrees. Also, Kiema spots the same bird at an angle of elevation of 30 degrees. Now, already it gives you the picture that this is Mwenda. Kiema is not supposed to be away more far from the road, from the town. It's supposed to be, the way this question is supposed to be away, more far, okay, far away from the tower. Why? Because he has tilted just a bit. The angle is less than that angle of Mwenda. Okay, so we can say to use the space word here. I can say Kiema is the one who is there. Okay, Kiema is the one who is there at 30 degrees. And then that's Kiema. Then now Mwenda to be 62. To be 62 somewhere. 62 degrees. And the distance from Mwenda to the tower is 15 meters. 15 meters. Okay? Now the question from there we ask now, find the distance between Mwenda and Kiema if they are on the same side and on the same line. Now we want to get this distance. How far were they from each other? Between the distance between Mwenda and Kiema. The distance between Mwenda and Kiema. That one is going to be very simple. Okay? First of all, here we can use the trigonometry. Okay? We need to get at least the height of the tower. We need to calculate for the height of the tower. Okay? So we can say if it is to use this angle and these two sides, this angle, this side will be opposite and this one will be adjacent. Now opposite and adjacent. Opposite and adjacent. Okay? So Tower. Opposite and adjacent. It involves opposite and adjacent, therefore it's supposed to be what? Tan. Tan theta. So we'll say tan theta, and that theta now is 62. Tan 62 degrees is equal to opposite, which is height, the opposite over adjacent, which is 15. So to get height, just cross multiply. You say height is equal to 15 tan 62 degrees, which will be the same as, what are we getting? Can you give me the result of that? 15 tan 62 degrees. Hey, where did you get lost? Sorry for that. Now, where did it stop? Can I? Okay. So, the tan there, the height is going to be 15 tan 62. 15 tan 62 degrees. That is going to be 28.21. 28.21 centimeters. 28.21 meters. Okay? So from there now we can proceed. The height is that. So we have the height 28.21 meters. Then now we can calculate the base. Okay, if we want this measurement of this, we can use now this angle, the angle, and the side to get the other side. Okay, still this one it is involving opposite and adjacent. So it is tan 30 degrees. Opposite is equal to opposite, which is 28.21 over adjacent. And adjacent there is going to be, we don't know. Okay? So we can say it is x. We can call it x. Okay? So to get x will be the same as, it is going to be the same as 28.21 divided by tan 30. Okay? Always you divide by whatever is missing. Okay? Divide by tan 30. So can you get me the result of that? 28.21 divided by tan 30. Okay? That is correct. 48.86. 48.86. That will be 48.86 meters. Okay? So this one, this is going to be the measurement on the basis. Okay? Now that is full. But we asked the distance between PM and what? Wave. So the distance between them, we have to subtract this 15. Whatever will remain will be the distance between them. So that will be 48.86 minus 15. Minus 15. And that is going to give us what? 48.86 minus 15. Okay, so it's going to give us 33.86. 33.86 meters. So the two are 33. The two are 33.86 meters apart. The two are 33.86 meters apart. Okay. So now we can give another example. We can give another example involving the issue of angle of elevation and angle of depression. So far, any question? Any question on that before we proceed? Yes? Okay. And by the way, this question sometimes can even be tested as a 10-mark question. It can even be tested as a 10-mark question. So you have to be very keen with these type of questions. They are really being asked, especially in paper 1, the one we are discussing. Okay? You cannot miss a question on angle of elevation and depression. Mostly they test it because they know it involves some confusions. Some students get some confusion on this. Okay, so if we don't have any questions, then we can choose another question to proceed. We can choose another question. We proceed with our discussion. Okay, here we are. We have very many questions involving this. Let's start by adding this. Okay. There's a question I had already set it here. Just don't know why it has disappeared too. Just a minute. Some questions here. Okay. Two students, Paul and Omondi, standing 10 meters apart on the same side of a tall building on horizontal ground. Okay? So I want you to digest that information. Two students, Paul and Omondi, standing 10 meters apart on the same side of a tall building on a horizontal ground. Paul, who is closer to the building, sees the roof top at an angle of 70 degrees. Paul is the one who is closer to the building, and he sees the top of the roof at an angle of 70 degrees, while Omondi at an angle of 46.8 degrees. If the building, Paul and Omondi, lies on a same straight line, calculate the height of the building correct to three significant figures. Correct to three significant figures. Now, we have a building. That's our building, you can say. Okay? And then, now this is our horizontal ground, where Paul and Omondi lie. We're told they were 10 meters apart on the same side of the tall building. Paul, who is closer to the building, sees the rooftop at an angle of 70 degrees. So since he is closer to the building, he sees the rooftop at an angle of 70 degrees. Okay? And then that is Paul. And then Omondi, he sees the rooftop, who is a bit far from the building, at an angle of 46 degrees, 46.8 degrees. Okay? If the building Paul and Omondi lies on the straight line, calculate the height. Calculate the height of the building. Calculate the height of the building. Remember, we are told these people were 15 meters apart. These people were 15 meters apart. Okay. So, to calculate the height, now this time we're given the distance between them. Height we are not given, and we don't know this side. Okay. Now we can say, first of all, that let this distance here between P to the building, between Paul to the building, let it be X. Okay. If that is going to be X, then we find the height of the building, which will be opposite over adjacent, which we say it is tan. Okay. So that will say tan 70 degrees is equal to opposite over adjacent. Opposite is height, adjacent is X. So to get height, we can construct like that. We can say height is the same as X times tan 70. Okay? Height is the same as X times tan 70. Okay? So tan 70, what is tan 70? What is what is tan 70? Yes, I want to make sure we are moving together. What is tan 70? Okay? Others are very slow. So let's proceed. Height is 2.747. 2.747. Okay? That one is 2.747 meters X. 2.747 X meters. Okay? And then we can use again height. We can find height using the position of Omondi. Okay? Where we can say height will be the same as opposite over adjacent again. Opposite. The opposite will be, we can say tan 46.8 is equal to opposite opposite, which is height over adjacent. Adjacent now we take all of it. Okay? Because it's going to be 15 plus 15 plus x. 15 plus x. So to remain with height, we must multiply. Height will be equal to tan 46.8 multiplied by 15 plus 8. So tan 46.8, tan 46.8 times 15 first. Times 15 is going to give us 15.97. Height is equal to 15.97. And then 46.8 again, tan 46.8 times x. Okay? So we just need to get the tan of 46.8. Okay? So that is 1.065. 1.065. So if this is multiplied by that, it is going to be 1.065. Now we have the two equations representing height. Height is equal to this, and height is equal to that. And remember, all these equations are representing the same height. The same height. So we can as well say that we equate these two expressions which are representing height. We can say 2.747x is equal to 15.97 plus 1.065x. Okay, it's equal to 1.065x. Okay, so from there now we can just start what? Bringing them together. We collect like terms and say 2.747x minus 1.065x, okay, is equal to what? Is equal to 15.97. Okay, so we subtract the two, we have 2.747 minus 1.065. That is going to give us 1.682. 1.682x is equal to 15.97. To remain with x, divide both sides by 1.682 divided by 1.682. So that and that will cancel, and x will be equal to x is going to be equal to, so it is 15.97 divided by that. We'll have 9.4946. That's very correct. 9.4946 meters. The value of x. The value of x. Now that is the value of x, remember. We have not yet answered what we have asked for. We have asked for the height of the building. The height of the building. So it's very, very important in mathematics. Before you close down the answer, before you go to the next question in the exam, first you check again. Have I answered what I've been asked for? Then if you get this yes, then you proceed. So here we have not answered yet, so we need to get the height. So we can say height here, we can use any of these formulas here. This is height is equal to this times x. height is equal to that plus that, they will give us the same result. So if I take this, the simple one, height is equal to 2.747 times x, which is 9.4946. Okay, so height is going to be times 2.747 times 2.747, and that is going to give us 26.08. 26.08 meters. So that is going to be the height. That is going to be the height of the what? Of the building. Okay? So I hope you've mastered it very well. Okay? So with that brings us to the end of our discussion on this, because time is not on our side. Okay? Time is not on our side. I believe we have shared a lot in that. Okay? Now it is upon you. Even if I'm becoming too busy, but I'll stand aside. And even if I'll not stand, you have to check now those questions we are revising. Go to those areas and counter check your results. Check where you have a question, you can ask me directly in my WhatsApp inbox. I want you to be active. I want you to really feel mathematics, okay? Don't fear it. Don't fear it. Face it. Try to do at least in a day, you should not miss to do at least 10 questions. If you cannot do 10, then at least the lowest 5 questions. Okay? So the more you do, the more you become perfect in mathematics. Okay? This one, it is a pure subject on practical. You must do a lot in mathematics. Okay? So with that, wish you all the best. We can stop there. Thank you.